So we're all business today. We've got a little bit of an older Green Mountain grill that needs to have a little sandblasting done. Thinking that this might be a little bit easier than what I've done in the past, which is to use a grinding wheel. Although that works well, I'd love to try the sandblasting. I think it's going to give cleaner results, but we're going to find out. So let's give it a try. Here is the before. You can see we've got quite a bit of rust on there all the way around. Here are the different parts that we're using. We have got a central machinery hopper, and this is where all the sandblast sand and media goes in. This is from Harbor Freight. And the second thing that we're using is a compressor. This is a Husky 8-gallon compressor. So this is pretty good. I would probably opt for something a little bit bigger. It's just going to give you more volume. This one goes to 125 psi, which is good, but a little bit more volume of air would be good so you don't have to wait as long for it to recharge. Then the other thing that we've got is a standard blue tarp that we're laying down on the ground. That's going to catch that media, allow us to be able to recycle it back in and not spread it all over. That's going to save us a lot of money in the long term as well. The other things, of course, are going to be gloves and a face shield. We want to make sure and keep safety first. So that'll make sure that we don't get a lot of that media blasting back up in our face. And if we happen to point that nozzle over to our hands, it's not going to rip any skin off. So always make sure, safety first. It did a pretty good job. So you can see where we have a pretty good coating on here. There's just a little bit of pitting in there yet. So I think that did a good job of pulling it out. It definitely took a long time to do this work here. So here's a couple of things that we learned. We did some successful sandblasting, a little bit of a learning process. So this is what I would recommend. The first thing is we tried sand, and this was a multi-purpose sand. I think it was a little bit rougher than we'd want. You can see some big chunks there. I did find some finer sand here, and we tried that. Still was not quite what we needed. So we went to the Central Pneumatic, which is a Harbor Freight brand, this black aluminum oxide blast media. And this worked really well. It did a good job for us. What we found is that it didn't clog up like we did with the sand, but it did a really good job. Our compressor, we had to have probably around 90 psi to be able to deliver enough pressure to really give a good blast to it. It quickly ran out of volume, so we'd probably opt, if we had a choice and we're buying new, to get a bigger compressor with more volume. Maybe even a little bit higher PSI than the 125. Again, we didn't go to the max, we were only running at about 100, but I think that would be a good solution. I'd probably opt for a combination, and what that would be is I would start out with a grinding wheel like I always have to get rid of the paint and kind of the surface rust, and then after I'm done with that, I would go in with this media blast and I would use that to get into the finer points and pitting and really get rid of a lot of that rust that's kind of penetrating a little bit. So I think a combination of the both. I wish that the media blast would do everything, but that's just not going to be the case. So use both, and I think that'll suit you well. We're going to finish this up. I'm going to hit it with a grinding wheel, and then after that we'll do some more media blasts. Hope this helps. Hope it gives you some good ideas on how you can do a restoration on really any metal item that's outside, but I'm a little bit more biased towards pellet grills and outdoor cooking appliances.